everybody, good evening. Finally I feel like I'm home. For last 45 days we have been traveling, you can see me and my assistant, a very lone battle we have been fighting. In various universities, IITs, BHUs, and I just can't even remember which city we are in. But today I'm feeling comfortable because I love talking to B school students because you are the guys who love money and I love money too. And the reason I'm going to tell you why I love money and why you should love money is because Chanakya, the great political thinker, the great economist of India, he said, money is the most creative invention of human beings. Unfortunately, in our country, we never celebrated money. We always celebrated mediocrity. If you look at it, in Hindi movies, since I am born, I have seen a rich man's son is always a rapist or a bad boy. A rich man's daughter has to be necessarily a bad girl. She has to be smoking cigarettes and she has to be drinking beer. We have always shown that it is good to be poor and it's bad to be rich. If you travel to US, UK or all the developed countries, you talk to a young boy, 9 out of 10, I have a feeling 10 out of 10 will tell you, what do you want to be in life? They'll say, I want to be successful. And with success, they mean they want to have money. Unfortunately, the problem with this country is nobody feels guilty. It's not a moral issue. Why should it be a moral issue? Can we imagine life without money? I am deliberately, by design, using the word money here. Because whichever institute I go, wherever I talk about money, people think here comes a capitalist bastard. In fact, one student came to hit me in National Law University. He came running from behind, he came almost on the stage to hit me. He said, how can you discuss money when so many people are dying? This is the reason I am discussing money. This is the reason this film was made. Because we have been told in a very strategic political design for last 70 years that it's not good to celebrate success. Because this country has been run and governed by lots and lots of mediocre people. Mediocrity became the central narrative, the central theme of this country. And that is the reason that despite being number one in Jugaad, if anything goes wrong, a tap is not working, a bulb is not working, there is a traffic jam, the kind of traffic jams we have in this country, imagine if that kind of traffic jam happens in London or New York, trust me, people will be on the streets for 30 days. It happened in London when there was a heat stroke and there was a traffic jam, people were on a highway for 7 days. Some people died. But how quickly we solve our problems. We are smart people, we are a sharp country, such a huge population of young, middle class, struggling people, because struggle gives you lots of ideas, that's why I'm saying that. Despite that, we are not the innovation hub of this world. Because we do not let merit succeed. We do not celebrate merit. Whenever somebody talks about business, people think he's a bad guy. Because so far, in our lives, we have seen only bad people, corrupt people earning money. And I believe if you want to change something, obviously you have to have new plan, new strategies, new systems in place. You have to have a different kind of systems thinking. But also one thing which you need is you have to change the conversation. Once you change the conversation, if there is fight happening between friends, family, or a boyfriend, girlfriend are fighting with each other, why do we say change the conversation? Change the place, change the conversation. So in one classroom of Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, where I teach creative thinking for leadership, some students like you, a bunch of students in a classroom, they said, we want to do something for CSR. It was, when we researched, I had been researching, and when we researched, we found out that there's a nexus between Naxalism, NGOs and academia, the intellectual space of this country. The intellectual space of this country has always supported the Naxal movement, which is why anti-rich, anti-success. If Tendulkar with his merit becomes rich, you find all the same bunch of people come and start talking against him. Anybody who with his hard work, with his merit, they want to confuse people that there's a difference between people who work hard and with their ideas and innovations make money and become successful, and people who became successful by corruption. So the kind of confusion the national narrative the media has created, people somewhere are not realizing that India's biggest threat today is to demoralize the real intellect of India, which I think is found in the technical institutes, people who are using their ideas to innovate, to disrupt a conformist society and come with their ideas. And this is how this film was born. This is a true startup in true sense. After the film was made, people who were financing also backed out from this. Whoever saw this film, they ran away. They ran away because a lot of people didn't understand. They said, how is it possible that academia is brainwashing our students and converting them into intellectual terrorists? The second kind of people ran away. They said, we understand, but it's so bloody controversial that, it's not good for us. And third people obviously did not, they were against the film because the film exposes those very people. So we were stuck with a product which we believed is one of the best products because it not just exposes the truth, it also shows the might of Indian students, that they are capable of telling a story which has not been allowed to be told in last 70 years because of a corrupt system, corrupt administration, corrupt government. They never let the real threat to India come out. Instead, we kept blaming rich people, successful people all our lives. But we were alone. We tried to show it in some universities, but unfortunately, there also the faculty was hand in glove with a lot of anti-national activities, and they also rejected our film. Then some students said, we want to show this film outside on the street. On 18 March, in JNU, some 5,000 students watched this film sitting on the ground, on the street actually, on trees and on the terraces and on the rooftops. Since then, we have been invited by all the IITs, B schools, top universities. We have been to 35 top universities of the country and institutes of the country. And this is the first time in the history of cinema, first time in the history of world cinema that a film has been shown to so many students and people before the release. Have you ever heard of any film being shown to anybody before the release? Does any manufacturer go out sampling his product before the formal launch of the product? People are generally scared. What happens if my film gets bad mouth, word of mouth? What if people criticize on social media? I am doomed. The biggest of the stars will never do that. Second thing, filmmakers, any filmmaker worth his salt, treat me like a manufacturer of a product. Any filmmaker worth his salt is so concerned about his quality of picture, the sound system. I am told there is no AC here. He will never show. We have been showing in bad sound systems. In Osmania University, we showed it right on the wall of the university because this thing was not. There was a lot of wind and the screen was flying like this. We have shown in places where the right side of the right channel has pumped off. Why are we doing this? Why are we showing this film? Whoever invites us in every institute, because it's not about box office. Trust me, I'm not lying. The mathematics is not on our side. Even if every single person tries to see this film cannot make the kind of money big films make. This cannot make more than 7, 8, 9, 10 crores. That also only if the people actually go and see it in cinema hall. Then why are we doing it? Is the purpose money? No. The purpose to show this film like this is to make people realize, the young students to realize that the time has come. Time has come that you have to work in the direction of innovation. You have to work in a direction where this country can be innovation hub of the world, and that will happen only because it's a golden opportunity. This film, without spending even one penny, I'm standing in front of you, without spending a penny. Have you ever seen any film in your lifetime which has been marketed without any TV spot, press ad, hoarding? We have not spent any money because we don't have money. Nobody is giving money. Whatever traveling we are doing, I'm doing with whatever savings I have. Wherever I go, people give us something to eat. They give us cars. Some boys come in their Maruti 800 small cars. We put suitcases on our lap and we travel. But it has reached maximum number of students. It has reached its own audience, which is the focused target audience of students. It is making people discuss, debate. If you go to social media, you will find comments saying, kill these people, destroy this movie, we don't want this movie to come, but you won't find anybody saying bad things about the movie. Nobody will say it's away from the reality. So 3 learnings which I want to share with you. A, believe in the power of collective conviction of thought. If 4 or 5 of you think of an idea, of an innovative idea, you can make it work. Sometimes the dips which come, the failures which come, they are just the testing times, how strongly you feel and believe about them. Sometimes ideas, you have created an idea before its time has come, like we did 4 years ago. Nobody understood. If the Kanhaiya episode had not happened, nobody would have understood the film. Third thing is, every product and service which you create has to contribute in people's lives so that people emotionally connect with it. That is, I think, is the key to success. Be it an Apple, be it a Google, any product or Ola, any product or service which you see and think about, if it does not genuinely satisfy or gratify some human need and connects with them emotionally, it's very difficult to make that work. The reason this film is working today, despite any marketing, without any stars, generally for film promotion, there are heroes who come, director stays in the background. Here nobody invites our stars. They say, oh, just bring the film with the director, we want to see the film. This is happening because somewhere we have been honest. We have really been struggling to be heard, and people can see that. Third, there is nothing wrong in marketing your idea. Be ruthless. Be ruthless about marketing your idea, because ultimately the purpose of our lives itself is so that we can communicate our idea to as many people. Marketing is not a bad word like money. If you do it honestly, if you really believe in something, go ahead and do it. Don't care whether people are listening to you or not. A time will come when people will listen to you. And there are millions of success stories like that. So here's a film which we have marketed without marketing it. Here's a film which never ever touched the boundaries of film industry. It was made in Hyderabad by some bunch of students. Today they are working in Google and Microsoft and various places. This film was shot in Indian School of Business. The only film and the last film ever shot in our Indian School of Business, I've been told. A film, no money spent on its marketing. A film who has no backers except for the consumers. This film, if you understand, if marketing is anybody who learns their push factor and pull factor, this film has worked with the pull factor, which you know is a better than a push factor, push costs loss of money. So here's a film. And last thing I want to share with you is, a lot of time your professors and you'll hear that think out of the box. I have been thinking out of the box. I have been trying to think out of the box all my life. I have been failing, honestly. I felt that everybody was thinking out of the box. I was one of them. So we said, what do? So we demolished the fucking box. We just demolished the box. We said there is no box. And then we got so much of freedom and liberation. Sometimes try, there is no box. Become a bubble. You know the difference between box and a bubble? Box is always opaque. Box has very sharp edges. And box never changes. But a bubble is always transparent. And when a bubble is round, it doesn't hurt anybody. But when a bubble meets another bubble, it becomes a bigger bubble. So this is all the insights I can share with you. Here's a film made by students, for the students, marketed by the students. So I'm presenting your film to you.